I met Jose 2014. I was in high school. I met him like online.
Look at this fucking hair. I was supposed to be a mystical ass lion and I ended up being a fuck ass human. What the fuck?
At 17, I was basically homeless or home hopping. I was always getting like bullied. I was just always on the laptop basically and trying to like make friends online. I'd go on chat rooms and live through there.
Look at what we have here.
I would just try to keep myself happy through friends. When Jose and I first met, I had cuts on my thigh, like 5 lines, and under that I had the word that said alone. And when he noticed it, he was like, "Why'd you do that?" And I was like, "'Cause I felt alone." He was like, "Oh, me too. Like, I feel like we're the same in that aspect."
I just felt like I found my significant other. I felt like I found my soulmate. I said, I want you to cut alone into my arm. So every time you feel as if you're alone, you think of me and you understand you have someone that feels exactly the same.
Depression and obsession don't mix.
I was living in a motel. I didn't even have like a pillow. I was just sleeping on an air mattress with my uncle. So he gave me a pillow at his house and gave me a jacket. It's like he didn't want me to feel like I didn't have anything, even if he had to like sacrifice his own thing.
I was like, yo, do you like sleeping alone? She said, no. I said, neither do I. I said, I know that you stay in a motel. So how about I go back to the motel with you and I'll sleep in the lobby? She said, are you serious? Would you do that for me? I said, yeah.
Hollywood motels, hell, I think I'm just obsessed with you.
It was the only person I had around for a while that I felt relevant to, despite, like, besides my mom.
I realized that he had a girlfriend, so I basically fell back. And after those 3 days, we didn't hang out. We really didn't have contact either.
I didn't hear from her for 2 to 3 years.
When we met up again, I was 19. My best friend at the time, she invited me to a show. We're outside waiting to get into the venue, and I see him. He had like no shirt on. You know, it was like dark and steamy, and he locked eyes with me from across the room, and then he like started walking up to me. He just like grabs me by the neck and looks at me like deep in my eyes. I'm like, oh.
Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping, get your Mariah? Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, man. Spotlight.
And he just walks away after that. And then I just look at my friend. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that was, but it was sexy. We started dating after that day, and I moved in with him. He would post me on his Snapchats, and all my friends were hitting me up like, you date X? And then he started like bringing me around places, and people would notice him, and like they just go crazy for him. I just didn't realize it. I didn't know.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me see how weird you is.
It was kind of a romantic feel in the beginning. It was a mesh between like always taking care of each other and trying to better ourselves.
He tried to put her fucking finger in my mouth and got a bit on my mouth.
Stop it,
We'll bite through that shit. You fuck ass nigga. Say sorry.
I'm sorry. Sorry as fuck. Sorry as fuck.
They stayed in this room most of the time. I barely saw them. But I just saw how the obsession wasn't healthy.
When I moved in with Jose, I was working at an animal hospital. I was getting paid $10 an hour. That was my first good paying job. Like a week later, he was like, we're not gonna drive you back and forth from Fort Lauderdale to North Miami every day. So you're gonna have to quit. You're fine anyway, like, I got you. And then I quit. I understood, like, off the bat, when he cared about something, it was impossible for you to, like, deter him from that. There was also a lot of miscommunication and jealousy, I'd say.
Say sorry.
Sorry. You know, I was depressed somewhat when I was with him because I felt like he was like the only person that would give me love, and like I wouldn't find that anywhere else. So that's why like I continuously stayed. It had its good moments and bad moments, but mostly like I was lost. I didn't really know like what to do about it.
I'm already tired of this. Hey, so we got this new call. We got this new call called RP Roach. Hey, man. Where's Steve at? Hey, Steve.
He was kind of buzzing at that point. He was making like underground hits, you know what I mean? And then people start peeping like, oh, he might be the next one up. You feel me?
I'm tired.
But I'm not gonna lie. I think his mind state was very bad at that point. The thing about Josh, if you weren't that close to him, he didn't really want you to see like his true personality sometimes. So he always, you feel me, throwing a little mask or something to try to hide how he's feeling in the moment. So that's how he was treating me at that time. He was trying to be very calm, you feel me? Yo, what's good? How you doing? But he was in a bad mental state though, I could tell. Yeah.
This is the first time I'm letting them see my hair. My hair is just a reminder of telling me to fucking relax, basically. It's a reminder of me telling myself that, yo, you are human and that you are not a god. You are still on the planet Earth, and that you need to remind yourself that karma is a real thing, and whatever you give out, you will get back.
I knew that something was off. The voices in the head came. He would tell me, like, he would not sleep at night. And he would tell me he hears voices.
Literally, you would be like, oh, I took LSD and I've talked to a spirit that's a demon and told me information about myself, about how long I'm gonna live, that they're gonna come get him at some point. I really didn't like that shit at that point.
Yeah, it was a very dark time.
And if I end up getting shot and killed for what the fuck I'm doing, or if I end up getting my ass beat at some point in time, or nigga, if shit get hard on me, it's because I deserve it. That's point blank, period. Everybody will get a death. Everybody will get a death that is deserving. Everybody will get a life that is deserving. Everybody, you will get what the fuck you deserve. Karma.
I was 23 in the summer of 2016 when I met Jose. I was at the time dating Cade Moulton, which was his producer. Jose was about 18 at the time. Jose was not a monster. Like, when I met him, he was very charming, very intelligent, empathetic in a sense. Like, damn near surprised me. The first day I saw Geneva, when she came out, she was wearing a hoodie. She just wasn't making eye contact with anybody. She'd look up and just, like, go back down. She was literally just a shell of a person. Like, there was just no expression. There was nothing. I felt like her soul was empty at the time. One day, Cade cracked a joke in the car. She kind of giggled and laughed. And Jose, like, cut his eyes to her and was like, when we get to the house, go in the room. And I was kind of like, the fuck? Kind of just came clear that he was not happy with her laughing at his joke. They went in the rooms and I could hear them fighting. Eventually, you just hear somebody was getting hit. Jose had a bathroom in that, a private bathroom in the room. So you could hear water running, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're gonna take a shower or whatever, but no. He was literally drowning her in the tub, like putting her under, and you could hear her screams being muffled by the water and being put up and then being put back under the water. And I was banging on the door, begging Cade, like, bro, I'm calling the cops, and he's begging me, don't call the cops, bro, like, you know I got a situation in Georgia, which he did, so I didn't. Big regret. Later that night, she finally came out again, and she, like, picked up her hoodie, and she was marked up with bruises like a Dalmatian, like a bruise behind her ear, behind her neck, literally everywhere. And it was very clear that he was avoiding hitting her face so that she wouldn't have any, like, clear injuries when you were talking to her. I've never seen somebody bruised up so bad. it was just very clear, like, she didn't have nobody. Like, she didn't have any money. She didn't have any family support. So in a situation like that, when people are like, why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? And you really don't, you think that that person is literally your foundation and your network to life.
Nobody's understanding I put my source of happiness in another person, which was a mistake initially, right? But she fell through on every occasion until now. Until I started fucking her up, man. Now she's scared. That girl is scared for her life, which I understand. You know what I do to people. All of them boys know. She know that. She's seen the shit. So she's scared. She thinks I'm gonna kill her.
They all knew what was going on, and they were so caught up in his clout and having his respect, they would never go against what he was saying. It was like the weight of that person, it was zero compared to their potential to make it with Jase. So there was just no incentive to step in.
You know how you got that little voice in your head and it'd be like, yo, don't do that. I don't think he had that in certain moments, if you get what I'm saying. So he used to just be like, bro, niggas try me? All right, let's go. You feel me? So if you don't have that in your head, you kind of got to have somebody around you to be like, yo, bro, we good, bro. It's not that big of a deal. You feel me? Let's just vibe. And I don't think that was the thing. I don't really think he had that in Orlando.